Hey everybody, Renee here. Welcome back to Vector. Thank you so much for joining me. I apologize for how bright this is. I apologize for how noisy this is. I am just down from the Steve Jobs Theater. I am right outside the Apple Park Visitor Center, and I wanted to make sure I got this up as quickly as possible so I could share my thoughts with you as fast as possible. I'm going to start off with the iPhone XS, and I'm going to break it down into 5 sections. First, S itself. Last year, Apple introduced the iPhone X, and it set them up for what they said was the next 10 years of iPhone. iPhone XS, they said, was clearly the next version of iPhone X. It's not an entirely new iPhone, but it's an iteration on what we got last year. It's got a bunch of improvements on it, but essentially, if you see the iPhone X, that is what you're getting with the XS, only better. 2, size. So one of the big things, literally the big thing, is there's not just a new iPhone XS, which is the 5.5-inch edge-to-edge display we saw last year. Now there's an iPhone XS Max. Yeah, I'm still not the biggest fan of that name. I sort of have a soft spot in my heart for the Plus name. Maybe I'll get used to it, but it just sounds so Max right now. It is 6.5 inches. So if the iPhone XS is roughly the size of a traditional iPhone, but with an edge-to-edge display, the iPhone XS Max is the size of an iPhone Plus with an edge-to-edge display. And for people for whom the iPhone is the primary computing platform, it's the thing that they do their business, their life, their family on all day, every day, the size of the screen is hugely, no pun intended, hugely important, and this really sees to that. Number 3, the new camera. Now, it's still a 2-camera system. It's not the full AR camera that some of us were hoping for, but it does take photography to another level. And what Apple did, and I'll talk more about the full chipset in a second, but what Apple did is take the new neural engine and tie it directly in to the ISP, the image signal processor, so the two work together now in something, I forget if it's called Super HDR or Auto HDR, but it's a new mode where it takes a bunch of pictures. It takes pictures to isolate motion. It takes pictures at different exposures to get all the detail in the light, all the detail in the shadow, and it takes pictures across a spectrum, so it can do things like try to isolate the image if you're shooting straight into the sun and pull out all the little details like water drops and hairs and snowflakes and all of those things, and the results are better, crisper pictures. It also has a next generation segmentation mask, which you're getting in iOS 12, but with this hardware it's even better, and that lets you do all the portrait mode and portrait lighting, along with a much better bokeh effect that Apple achieved by studying all these high-end cameras and high-end lenses, and put that together with a new editing mode that lets you actually dial, I think it's between f1.4, I want to say, and f16, so you can adjust the amount of bokeh on the picture, and the result is just better, richer, deeper, more true to life, almost super life. Number 4, the chipset. A12 Bionic. We didn't get a new name. The A10 was Fusion, the A11 was Bionic, the A12 is still Bionic. Not the biggest fan of chips actually having marketing names. And in addition to the usual CPU cores, it's got Apple's 2nd generation GPU, and it's got a new 8-core neural engine block in it. And that lets it do everything from Face ID to facial tracking to sorting through large sets of data just much faster and much more responsively. Number 5, the last thing, is color. When you don't have a new design, a new color, I mean, human beings scratch our surface. What do you get? More surface. We love new colors. You have the traditional silver and space gray, but you also have a new vapor-coated gold version. And for people who've always wanted a gold iPhone that has a pure black front, I mean, Bruins fans, right? Everybody like that. Then you have your wish with the iPhone XS and iPhone XS Max. Now, all of this new stuff does come at a price. It starts at $999 for the iPhone XS. It goes up to $1099 for the iPhone XS Max, and then higher on if you want 256 gigabytes or one of the all-new 512 gigabyte version. So it's a lot of money, but it is also a lot of phone. Apple is packing it with all the latest technologies. You can pre-order it starting this Friday. It'll be in stores, I believe, the Friday after that. And in the meantime, I have a bunch more videos to get to, so sorry for keeping this short. I do want to add that if you're interested in making videos like this, if you're interested in editing videos like this, then check out Skillshare. They are an online learning environment that just takes digital data and beams it as close as the matrix is possible directly into your brain. There are literally courses for everything for you to get better at your job, to get a better job, to get a new job. I can't say enough good things about them. So because my time is short, I'm just going to say check them out at the description below. Go sign up for free, learn as absolutely much as you can. Take full advantage of it. I thank Skillshare for their support. I thank you for supporting the sponsors who support the show. Now, I want to hear from you. If you watch the event, if you're still watching the event, if you watch this first, let me know what you think about Apple's new iPhone iPhone XS. Are you going to upgrade to it? Are you looking at the XR instead? Are you fine with the iPhone you have? Have you not yet made the decision to switch to iPhone? I want to hear about all of it. So hit like, hit subscribe, and let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching.